Welcome back. Joining me this morning is financial advisor Derieck Hodges. And this morning we're going to talk about identity theft and how more older Americans are targeted by scammers. So first and foremost, we need to be aware that this is happening. So how can we really be aware?
Yeah, I think of it like cyber fraud is a business that's moved down the street and they want your money just like any other business, except they're stealing it. So you really want to be thinking about them all the time now.
Right.
I like the Federal Trade Commission's website. They keep a running list of all the active scams. And so scammers are really ingenious. They sit and just think about all the noise in the world that we watch and listen to, and they try to play on that, and they work on our emotions. So around tax time, when we're all busy scurrying around to do our taxes, they try to do tax fraud.
Right.
Now student loan forgiveness is in the news again. Well, and that gets people politicized and kind of worked up. There's a lot of student loan scams now. So awareness, just knowing what scammers are doing is super important.
Yeah, and so if you get a call from a scammer, how do you really handle that?
First, kind of de-escalate. I think usually what they do is they're very effective at kind of poking a stick at us and making us excited and think, oh man, if I don't act, I'm in bigger trouble. I think slowing down is super important. Have somebody else that you can bounce things off of, a family member, maybe somebody who knows a lot about technology, because slowing things down will probably keep you out of trouble more than anything. And what they want is us to be urgent and to take action. And if they ever say, a scammer ever says, oh, we need to keep this between us to protect you, that's a big sign.
Yeah, that sounds like a red flag. And you know, some scammers, they request certain payment methods. That's definitely a red flag too.
Big time. You know, most of us probably pay our bills with what? A check, a credit card, maybe cash. Well, scammers love to use credit card or debit cards that are prepaid and other types of like MoneyGram type things that are very hard to track down after they've been utilized. So I'd be very leery of anything that says, hey, go get me a prepaid card and give me the PIN. That's a sign that's usually something bad's about ready to happen.
Right, and I know like whenever I get a call from a scammer, it makes me angry, but like you had said, keeping, you know, your emotions in check, that's probably the best thing. You don't want to get anxious because they probably play right off of that.
100%. They absolutely want to turn us upside down emotionally because when we're anxious about it, we're likely to say, okay, I don't want to mess with this anymore. I want to be protected. What do I need to do to clean it up? That's what happens with many of the computer scams where people will call and say, hey, I'm with a big technology company. I want to help you. And they play on your fear that, oh, if I don't get my systems locked down, all my money's going to be gone.
Yeah.
And you'll probably do something silly then. It's very easy to do, and so we want to be vigilant about that.
Right. Is there really a way to just avoid getting scammed completely?
I don't think there is. I think just being super aware and again, having processes that say, okay, things like locking our credit report, absolutely essential, I think is, you know, but that's not going to fully protect you.
Right.
So then text message alerts on all my accounts, I think helps at least know when money is being moved. So being more aware of, okay, number one, if something's going on, how can I stop it faster?
Right.
Use methods to try to keep your money more locked down, but just being vigilant on any phone call that you get. And here's the scary part. With artificial intelligence now on the news all the time, we all are going to hear about AI for a long time. Now we're starting to see scams where people are voices are being replicated. So family members calling and asking for things. Those are the ones that are really spooky. We got to think about that.
Gosh, that really is scary. Something else is having a trusted contact with your financial institutions. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we regularly now have a trusted contact added to our clients' accounts. And the reason we do that is if somebody starts to seem impaired cognitively. So they start to act a little kind of goofy or they're rattled about money and just confused about things. That allows financial institutions to reach out and say, hey, family member or friend, something going on because we're not really seeing the same behavior that we normally do. Those people can't transact on your account. They can't do any of that. But what they can do is help provide the financial institution a little more understanding if there's something going on that they should be aware of.
Yeah, that's smart. That's something that everyone should probably do and get set up. up. Well, that is all such great advice so that no one gets their identity stolen, because we definitely don't need that. Make sure, like Derrick said, stay calm and just, don't let those scammers get to you. Well, we'll be back in just a bit.